Tonight, family and friends are mourning the death of a young man from North Kingstown killed in a tragic accident while away at college. We're told Sam Jenkins died following a skateboard accident at Swarthmore College in Pennsylvania. College is located just outside of Philadelphia. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian spoke to those who knew Sam today. She joins us now live in studio with their reaction. Kim?
Well, Mike, we spoke with the faculty at LaSalle Academy today, the community there grieving the loss of Sam Jenkins, who graduated from the school in 2015. Jenkins was a member of the hockey team his senior year back in 2015. It was the first year the team won the championship in 38 years. And although he wasn't on the ice as goalie that night, he was there to cheer on his teammates. His infectious personality, his way of touching so many people's lives through his diverse talents and interests is how many people are remembering him today. He died after suffering a traumatic head injury while skateboarding. That was just one of his many hobbies and passions. Those who knew him say he was a bit of a Renaissance man, an academic, a singer, a video gamer, a motorcyclist, an intellectual and academic, and a bit of a class clown. His teachers and mentors at LaSalle say he will be sorely missed.
A smile for everything, joy-filled. The child was still very, very much alive in him.
I will forever remember his laugh. He'd be out there on the couches and he had this infectious giggle that I think all of us will remember and cherish.
And Jenkins' family is in Pennsylvania today, and I spoke with his father over the phone earlier about the tragic loss and also the tremendous response the family has received from those who knew Jenkins. We'll have that coming up new at 6. Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.
Tonight we're learning more about the tragic death of a college student from Rhode Island. 20-year-old Sam Jenkins died from injuries suffered in a skateboarding accident at his college in Pennsylvania. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian spoke with Jenkins' father about this young life cut short.
Well, Jenkins' family is grappling with his sudden tragic loss, but also taking comfort in the tremendous outpouring of love and support from his friends, both at college and here at home. 20-year-old Sam Jenkins, described by those who knew him as a Renaissance man with diverse talents and interests like motorcycling and video game design. His father, Joe Jenkins, told us over the phone Tuesday he never expected to get a call Friday that his son was in the ER. He took the first flight to Philadelphia.
When I arrived at the hospital, the surgeon immediately sat me down and told me that Sam was going to die. So that was a moment.
Jenkins had traumatic injuries from a skateboarding accident here at Swarthmore College. Over the weekend, those at the school gathered to share memories with Jenkins' parents and 2 sisters.
Just seeing my wife and daughters laughing and often was really quite incredible.
He was a singer, an academic, and a hockey player. The team at LaSalle won the state championship when he was a senior, the first time in nearly 40 years.
He lived his life with a sense of gratitude.
Those who knew him say he had an infectious laugh, a passion for life, and an interest in almost everything.
He really loved people. He just so loved being alive. I'm really going to miss him a lot.
And in his spirit of caring for others, Jenkins' family says he was able to save other people's lives by donating his organs. In the control room, Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.